This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. Grand Rising. What's happening, family? Shots fired. What's happening? This video is directed towards the members of the Nation of Islam. And we are told when we enter to the temples of Islam in North America, founded by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that the newcomer, the new believer, should ask all the questions about themselves and about their history and the knowledge that's contained within the messenger's teachings. This is to the members and specifically to Brother Ben X, right? In the teachings, we are told in the book, How to Eat to Live, we are given strong warnings, right? And reasons, right, not to eat the animal, the 50th animal called the pig, right? We are told that the pig was made from a cat, a rat, and a dog. On Sinetta TV, he's been talking about the contradictions that are in the Bible, in the church teachings, right? But we want to here concentrate on the contradictions that are in the teachings concerning the pig, right? We are told that the cat has 333% of poison, the rat has 333% of poison, and the dog is 333% of poison. Now, Ben X, you made a video, a comedy skit about the teachings in Numbers. Well, I would like for you to explain how this is not funny. How does a cat, a rat, and a dog procreate? How do they copulate? How does the dog mount the rat? How does the rat mount the cat, right? And how does the cat mount the dog? And how do you get one specimen called a pig, or species called a pig, to come out of three different animals having sex, putting semen in three different wombs to produce one species that comes out of one womb? What kind of mind fuckery is that? Now, I understand that the pig is poison. It is detrimental to our health and well-being. And I understand the psychology that got us to stop eating the pig under those teachings. When you think about eating a cat, just the cat alone. If you think about eating the rat, just the rat alone, look at the feeling that comes over when you think about actually eating a rat. So the psychology or the reverse psychology used there definitely gets you to stop eating that pig. But after you carefully examine what was taught to you, you readily see that it is insane to believe that a cat, a rat, and a dog could procreate, could copulate, could crossbreed, right? Crossbreeding denotes sexual intercourse. Another question, and another something that's really weird, and is ultimately the funniest shit I ever thought about when thinking about this concept. What weirdo was sitting around trying to train three different animals to have a fucking orgy? Who was sitting around trying to get three different animals, right, to have sex? And how long did it take for them to do this impossible act, right? This is another New Black World Order TV production, and we are visiting the teachings on the pig within the Nation of Islam. We're asking the common sense questions. How does the rat mount the dog. And is it possible? Is it feasible? Right? Is it an actual working process that the semen of a rat can get into a dog, or the semen of a dog can get into a cat, or the semen of a cat can get into a rat, and it actually produce a baby in the duration of time? These are the questions that must be answered. Hollering, screaming, and name calling, it's just not going to answer the question. Making comedy skits trying to laugh the shit away when this shit still got me laughing. How again does a rat mount a dog? How does a dog mount a rat without falling over on his fucking face? And how does the size of a dog penis fit into the vaginal cavity of a rat? This is the funniest shit I ever heard of in my life. But the reverse psychology worked. It did work. It got you to stop eating the pork, which you should do. Medically, they could have gave you factual medical reasons to get you to stop eating the pork, but they had to use trick knowledge in the form of reverse psychology. I agree, it worked. But when you think about what was taught to you, a lie was taught to you. Then, when confronted with explaining this, you would have to shift in another direction. You would have to shift towards genetic splicing, right? And that's going to be more difficult to explain 4,000 years